Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It's Leo here again. Um, these videos again, they're not paid for. They're not sponsored. They're just my personal preference and my experience, our experience in using these books, these study materials from these different companies. One, two, three, four, five different companies that we purchased from. Uh, our personal experience and how we took, how we learned what we actually know, but nobody can learn everything like from one day to the other. So let me introduce to you the next book. The next book I want to talk about is the next books, okay? Because I when I purchased these from Ray Hollister, Ray Hollis Holders, Holder, Ray Holder, Ray Holder, it's because I've exhausted all these means, and plus I had other materials and then other online materials that I had bought, but those were just online use, so you could only log in with your computer and membership. Uh, Waste of time on all of those. The one, if there was one book that I could recommend out of all of these books that made learning calculations, formula, or even how to do or how to figure it out, would be this. And I'm just not saying it because I have the book. I when I was on the journey to try to get my master's, I always try to find a better mousetrap. Like what book can get me there faster, but it was never that was never the case. And I've always ran and when I Google searched it, I always saw these books, but when you read the descriptions or go through all of that, I was like scared to order because like I've already spent all this other money, and what I did was I asked the question. I reached out and asked the question. Um, I don't remember what day it was, but it was a long time ago. Um, I reached out. I believe I sent an email or no. Um, I made a phone call because I googled it and I went onto their website and there was a phone number and I made a phone call. So the phone call went something like, uh, "Good afternoon. I just introduced myself, right? I said my name is Leo, and my partner's name is Mari, and I just needed some additional information on your electrical books for the masters and journeymans, and I said additional information. Please call me back whenever you're free. Anytime, at any time. I mean, we're home after 5, 6 o'clock. It doesn't matter. On weekends, whenever you're free." So the next day, it wasn't the next day or the same day. I don't remember, but I think it might have been the next day. But I was at work, and when you're in construction, it's always really loud. And a lady had called, left me a voice message, and she's like, "Good afternoon. I know you were interested in some of the books," and she left me a message. So as soon as I got the message, I went out the building where I could find some quietness, and I asked her about the, the books, and she said that uh, I believe she said that it was her husband was out of town on a business trip, so that when he would get back or when he would call her that afternoon, that he would mention it to him. So to please be patient with me. And I said, "Ma'am, I'm patient. I just need additional information because I wanted to buy the journeyman's and the master's package, and if I needed any additional books that I wanted to buy them as a package, like not just buy the journeyman's, buy the masters, and then have to order a different book. So I needed to know which ones to use." She's like, "Okay, well, I'll let him know when he called me this afternoon." So I don't know how it went. Maybe the next day I was at work or. But anyways, I think the next day he left me a message. I called him right back. Um, and he told me what to buy. He's like, okay, you're gonna do the journeyman's exam for her, but get the journeyman's package, the one that comes with the calculations book. So it's the journeyman's comes with 2 books plus the calculations. I believe it's 3 books, and that's what he told me. He's like, and for you, just buy the master's books, which is 2 books, or you can buy the packet with the calculations, which would be 3. So he's like, to save money, just buy the 2 books that you need, and then buy her the 3 books, but use the same calculations book so you can save the money because it's still the same calculations book for the both exams. That's the way he told me. So as soon as I got off the phone with him, and I found some extra time that same day, like maybe after lunch or a little after lunch, I got on the website. I ordered, I believe, was 3 books because I had 2, and I ordered I think it was a 3-book package for her and a 2-book package for me, or I don't remember because it's been a while. But his information and his guidance, uh, he saved me money, number one, because he could have sold me an extra calculation book and made money. So I'm grateful for that. Be patient when you reach out to him. All of these people, they have companies. They're not just doing this. Be patient. When he reached out to me, Ray, like I said, I got on the website that same day after lunch, and I placed the order for the books. About 5 days later, I think they shipped out on the weekend, on Saturday or Friday. I don't remember, but anyways, usually these companies are shipping out Saturday, and then you'll get them by Thursday of the next following week. So 5 days later, I received my books, and they each come individually wrapped in like a cellophane wrap, and it came with additional things like a sheet, with like the formula chart and how to use formulas and all. And I mean, it comes with everything. I don't know where I don't have it here. I don't have one here, but it came with like additional things for you to help you. So the reason I recommend these books, in all honesty, is because what he does in his books, like this right here. See? I'm not sure we're going to be able to see that. He explains it to you how it works. He's physically taking it down, breaking it down, showing you what each and everything. It says to find voltage is E over I. No one's going to teach that unless you're going to school and you ask, especially when you don't know. So here's the main reason I recommend this. Okay, the way I use this book is I get. Okay, here's one right here. This is the sketchboard, like a sketch pad. You buy these at Walmart. I buy these at Walmart. Okay, this is for sketching, like a sketchbook. And if you look at it here, because I don't like to write in the book because I'm gonna have to do it over and over and over again. Okay, so the way that I learned to use this and what made it really easy, in all honesty, is you take all of these pages. I have books and books of these full. They're all what you're gonna learn here, and then you take the exam. I'm not sure if you can see the numbers here, the numbers, and over here you have numbers and letters also. Okay, so you're able to take the exam. So the way he made this is he made it easy for you to learn the first time around. So he's gonna give you like basic electrical formulas. I don't know nothing about basic electrical formulas. I'm new to this. This is on. It's in all of these books, but nobody's showing you how to do it. They're just showing you what it is and giving you the answer. So he gives you like 15 to 20 examples. You go doing them. You go in the book over here. You go doing each and every one of them, the examples, right? And each example already has an answer, but these are the examples. So by the time you get done with 15 to 20 examples, okay, some have 15, some have, I don't even think they went over 20, but let's say 15, 20 examples. By the time you're done with your examples and you're ready to take your test, what you learn in these 50, I mean, these 15, 1, 5, 15 examples, you're going to use, in all of these 15 examples, you're going to use to do the calculations for the, how many are in here? Let me see, this one's got, let me just count them for you. So this test has 20, yeah, I think they're all in 20 questions. So by the time you're done with these basic formula, with these 15 to 20 practice exams or test questions that teaches you how to do the math, and but you don't know where it's going to come up, right? So by the time you get to the test, by the time you come to the test, self-ask, oh, that's quizzing too. Okay, so anyways, self-assessment quiz. By the time you finish those 15 questions, practice questions, you should be able to answer these 20 questions. So the thing is, for you to answer these, is to do it 5 times, or I did it 3 times. So you read this, you do the questions right here, the practice ones right here, and then you come, and if you feel like doing it the same day after work, because I was doing it after work. Okay, I'm gonna do this today, but when I'm done, because sometimes to do these 15 or 20, it takes an hour. That's why I was doing it after work. That's 1 hour of my time just to do practice. And then the exam itself is 20 questions, which is 30, 45 minutes. Once you learn how to do this, you learn how to do this without having to go back and refresh. The way that I learned how to do this is I did this 20 questions the first day after I read the prep. The next day I came home, I did the 20 questions while it's still fresh. The next day, that's 2 times. The next day, on the 3rd day, I did 20 questions. Now, I didn't grade myself. I just turned a page and then just did the 20 questions for 3 days. You can do it for 3 or 4 days. But I recommend 5, because 5 is plenty. Like, do a week if you have the time. So once you get to, let's say you go to cooking equipment and appliance, demand loads, you do the work, you do the examples, 15, 18 examples, and then you take the test. 15, 18 examples, 1 hour of your time after work. Take the test, another hour, and then come home the next day and take the test again. But you don't have to read the prep, because you'll already remember. What you're trying to do is memorize it, and you do memorize it, because you'll figure out that what you did on exam 1, exam 2, it's all combining, and you'll start learning how to combine everything. So as you go, exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, it starts getting it all crunched together. So he's physically taking it like you're going to elementary school and you're learning A's, B's, and C's, and then he's took it and placed it in the perfect order. So the way that I learned how to use this book was every day after work, I would do a chapter. After my 3 days of doing the exam, my 4th day I start another chapter. 15, 20 questions. Prep, it's prep, right? It's showing you how to do the math and all that. and then you take your questions. Then you do your 20 questions. Ray Holster, he by far right now, I learned a lot from this man. A lot. But what I learned here, a lot of this has nothing to do with the exam. I don't know where they went wrong when they changed the exam. But if there was a book that I would recommend out of all of the books that I have here, it would be the Ray Hollister books. Not because I own them, it's because he made it easier for you to learn. And I ain't getting paid for saying this. It's just my personal preference. Again, as you go, this one right here, calculation exams, journeyman, master, contractor, residential, and maintenance. This is where you're gonna take your exam, take your final exam. This is this one right here was for both Madi. She had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 journeyman tests, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4 journeyman, 4 master's exams, and then 1 journeyman and master's question exam. So we shared this. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I think it might have been 4 books for her and 3 books for me. But this is the final exam, and it's timed. So, of course, you're timing yourself, right? We just an hour's time, an hour to answer 20 questions. So you learn all of this, family dwellings, multi-strap calculations. And if I'm done and I don't know them all, not everybody's gonna know them all, but they're gonna know some. They're gonna remember some. Do the calculations, and then do the exam. 3 days. So, because I went through this, I'm gonna go back and do it again one more time. I'm just gonna try to get my face fixed and figure out where Marty has the rest of these books, and I'm gonna hit these hard again. If there was one book that is my favorite and I recommend, is the Ray Holder's book, Rayholder. If you're looking to get it, I recommend this. Again, my personal preference out of all of the ones that are here is this, because he made it easy for us to learn it. And then again, the answer's in the back if you want to answer yourself. Verify. And that's what we were doing. Marty was grading mine and I was grading hers. So let's say that we did 3 chapters, 1, 2, 3. Or do the 1 chapter, and then she would grade mine for the 3 days, and I would grade hers, so I wouldn't be looking at my own work. But it's in there, in the back of the pages. The answers are there. He's not giving you the answers on the same page. He's just giving you practice, 15 questions to practice. Gives you the formulas, what you need, the volts or whatever it is, and he's showing you how to do the math. And then when you finish those 15, he's showing you how to. You should be ready by the time you did 15 or 20 of those preps. You should be ready to answer those 20 questions on your own. So, and if you're not, you could always go back. I mean, you haven't left the chapter yet. Go back and reverse it, but eventually you're gonna learn it, so you don't have to go back. This man right here, my hats go off to him. He's got it down. So if you were ever thinking of getting something from him, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I have 5. The last one I don't even feel like talking about. The last one came in big binders like this, and descriptions and stuff, and really didn't really help any. And that was like $100 and something a piece, so $200, maybe $300 for both mine and hers. worth the money on the other, talking about the other one, but I'll bring it up close. Ray holder. So thank you for watching. Sorry I ranted over 20 minutes on this one, but I recommend it. Thank you very much.